There is the classic divorce case where husband, let's just say to be totally stereotypical, people are married, there's kids, mom stayed home, raised the children, he goes off and leaves, he had all the money, access to the bank accounts, she's got nothing. She might be living in a very nice home on the water, but she has no access to anything. What's she gonna do? He goes out and hires an attorney here, or maybe hires one from the other side of the bridge, and she has no resources whatsoever. She could come to us. And we now see anywhere between 30 and 40 walk-in clients every month who come here, who don't know where else to go, who heard about us, or a friend heard about us, or the courthouse sends them over. So it's really been a wonderful resource for the community. Also, we do a lot of work with other agencies, Habitat, United Fund, whoever else might find a need. We use some of our volunteer attorneys will go over to hospice and train some of the new volunteers on some elder law issues. So over the years, we've really established ourselves as a kind of a go-to place for people when they don't know where to go. We have so many people who are on the waiting list to get their first time attorney through us, and then we have people who keep coming back to us over and over and over again, modifying the same custody case, and it's a challenge. So we deal with all sorts of unique challenges. Then we pop a foreclosure into that whole scenario. So now we have parents who are divorcing and there's kids at stake, and then their house is in foreclosure. So we've got Meg upstairs working on the foreclosure issue. We've got Mandy trying to find an attorney for the divorce and custody. And so we really get involved with people very intimately here, which I think sets us apart from a lot of the other larger legal services corporations, because they're like phone intake only. There are people who are coming in here. We have no attorneys on staff here. So if we get a family law case, we understand that pretty well by now. But there are some people who call with issues that I have no idea what the heck they're talking about. I don't even know if that's a legal matter. So we started engaging a lot of the retired attorneys that live here. So, okay, any retired attorneys who are watching this, please call me, because you are so invaluable to this program, because you are smart attorneys who have a wealth of experience, and you can sit in a clinic for 20 minutes and talk somebody through their matter and say, you know, you probably don't have a case, or this is what you can do, or here are your options, or you want to know what, you really do have a case, call Mid-Shore Pro-Bono, do an intake, and get on the waiting list. So, great statistic. There are over 35,000 practicing attorneys in the state of Maryland. There are less than 350 practicing attorneys in the 5 counties that I serve. There are less than 100 attorneys in the 5 counties who've taken at least one case from me since I've started in 6 years, and there are under 40 who've taken more than 10 cases. Wow. We place about 140, 150 of these Judicare cases for the past 2 years. That number is steadily increasing, and that's because we're able to pay the $80 an hour. So for those clients who are not in a contested custody case or just have a divorce or something, you know, they're harder to place. We have a pending case list of anywhere between 30 and 50 cases any given week. We try to put them in family law clinics. The courthouses offer a free family law clinic every week. Each one of the courthouses, they can get brief legal advice from an attorney. They get paid to work in those clinics. So we can offer them that. We can offer them the family law hotline. Mandy, I've known, has gone out of her way to do research and get papers for clients just so that they can understand what's going on. We've created all sorts of resource materials here. One in particular is just a little flow chart of what happens in a family law case. Here's what happened, you get served. Here's what happened, you have a scheduling conference. Then what happens after the scheduling conference? And what if he doesn't get served? And if then, do this. Because people don't understand the process. People also can't get divorced in 30 days in the state of Maryland. I got to tell you, it's a long process. Nothing happens quickly in the judicial system. So we just do our best in trying to make sure that they have some kind of a resource. Huge funding challenges here.
And because, you know,
we're not sexy. We are not. Legal services is not sexy. We serve an invisible population. Nobody wants to know about it. And the misunderstanding is that well, why would I want to give money to an organization for lawyers? It's not an organization for lawyers. It's an organization that impresses upon lawyers to provide their services for free. So any, doctors first do no harm. I mean, it is in the rules of professional conduct for a lawyer that they give back, just like lawyers, just like anybody else, just like doctors or anyone else. So I think the huge misperception of what legal services means, and why it is important that the doors to 8 Southwest Street stay open, and the only way that can happen is unrestricted funds.